Yo, what's going on, YouTube fam? This is your boy J Money here, and I got, I'm bringing you guys probably the biggest asshole in all of Dueling book, known as Spirian, and all that stuff. Now, he has a following too, so any loyal followers of his are going to see this as well. And, for those of you who are sending my friend DragonMaster147 death threats saying, I hope your wife and kids and stuff die, and all that, you know what? Take a look. I'm going to refresh this real quick, and we're going to see the very, very first thing that happens. Tell me this guy's not an asshole. Look. He immediately started the match calling a judge. Immediately. Like, how can you side with a guy like this that will just immediately, just call a judge upon entering the match? Now, again, okay, I'm just going to go and hold on. Sorry about it, guys. We're back. But anyway, I'm going to resume this. So again, if I were to play this in real time, this match took 3 damn hours. This is how long this took. So I'm going to have to fast forward about this. Now, as you can see, this guy is already rule sharking, saying click phase, when he clearly has nothing in his hand to do anything. And so, this guy's clearly getting annoying. And so, now, when he's literally just sharking and just nitpicking every little thing, anybody's going to get annoyed. So in retaliation, Dragon Master decides to, hey look, he calls a second judge. Look at that, not even a minute into the match, calls the judge again. So, as you can see, this guy is clearly being an ass and clearly just, sharking for absolutely no reason. And as you can see in the chat gets heated a little bit. Yeah, you want to act like that? And he's like, act like what? What do you mean? Like, are you really just that much of a pompous to where it's just like you don't see what you're doing? The guy is clearly just being obnoxious and being ridiculous, right? And he's telling him, do not play. And, it's, I don't know. But, so Dragon Master decides to actually, do this his way. And that annoys him, and so he decides to start calling judges for that. When this guy's clearly doing all the nitpicks in the world, so in retaliation, Dragon Master decides to play by the book and just start asking for a response for every little thing. Oh, enter main standby phase, is that okay? Enter main phase 1, is that okay? Just all this different stuff. Don't see. Look at this guy. You guys should probably be reading the chat. I probably won't. I'm not going to sit here and read it out to you. You guys are probably just going to have to pause it and all that. Otherwise, this will take way too long. So he says, my opponent does not use phases, and he sets a card. Then 5 seconds later, he picks it back up. Then becomes rude. Please check logs. Checking log. Now watch this. Spirian, your opponent started playing. The issue was minor. So this guy is clearly, again, he's just rule sharking, he's just sharking him in general, from the get-go. Even a loyal follower can see, yeah, this Spirian guy is just way, way too uptight about every little thing going on right now. And he said, why does he set for cards? He said, I have an issue. He took it back because you wanted him to go to main phase 1 before setting. And he said, well, he should have set it. Oh my god. So, I wasn't here at the time. I jumped in right at about the 10-minute mark of this match. So, we're going to go and continue. So, of course, he's played Thunder Dragons. And things are going on. And so, yeah. Not too much is going on in the chat. But we're probably going to have to wait until, the next judge call. Because he calls a judge on Dragon Master 6 times in game 1. Just game 1, he calls a judge 6 times. So here's where, Dragon Master starts, doing these little things so he can stop nitpicking. Look, end of standby phase, anything. Okay. Alright. Nope, after all of that, you play Cosmos. Oh yeah, by the way, spoiler alert, he loses this match. So, yeah. Response? See, look at this. Just every little thing, just ask. Well, I'll tell you to stop when I have, whatever that means. No, I will give you a chance to respond every time. Because that's what this guy wants. And hold on. Alright, we're back, guys. So, as I'm in the match, I'm also messaging this guy saying, hey, you know, this is what happens. You know, you want to sit here and be this way? Expect the same in return. He tells me to fuck off and all that. He blocks me. And so, what I started doing is I started just sending messages and all that inside of Dragon Master's inbox, and I told him to copy paste into Spirian's in the dual chat, so he can know that I'm still there and I'm still talking to him and all that. And he's just, I don't know. So he says, if I don't say anything for 4 seconds, it means no response. Not true. You can be FTK. So response to me drawing a card. He calls a judge for the 3rd time. I'm just checking for responses. No, you're being a prick. I don't know, man. I mean, if you started, again, he literally did 2 judge calls for very minute reasons. The first one, he just called a judge just right off the bat because he didn't click rock, paper, scissors right away, for starters. So, again, who's being the prick? He says, I don't respond. Do you want me to continue now? No. So, at this point, my friend's just annoying him because, again, if you're going to just nitpick and be this way, then, yeah, you're going to just, yeah. So, they're just back and forth. And here we go. Here's the judge. Issue. Opponent refuses to play. He keeps asking for responses, even though I said clearly that I have no responses. Turn. And all that, just making sure I'm giving him a chance to respond. And each time he activates talent spell, asks for response, okay, then he asks for response for drawing cards. Told you I have no responses until I say so. So we're gonna see what the judge says, right? Speaking, just confirm the plays are okay if your opponent wants to. Dragon, your opponent clearly told you has no responses here. You are getting a slow play warning. But right here, he said, you're probably 9 out of 10 doing it to annoy me or making me quit. Judge, am I wrong for giving chances? That's all I'm trying to do, because this guy clearly will call a judge if it doesn't happen. Ah, yes. Ah, beautiful. So my friend gets the slow play warning, but then Spearing later on, spoiler alert, gets a harassment warning because, again, he's just being a dick. Alright, end of main phase. Response. I love it. I love this guy. As I said, respond with a simple K. Even the admin said, you're brainless human. I love this dude. This guy's even though he's like the biggest asshole on DB, he's the best. Like, he is. There we go. There's the harassment warning. So we're going to go and fast forward this a little bit more. There's no need to talk like this. In the battle phase, K. Hold on. Pause. Back. But as I was saying, you know, yeah, my friend is starting to be an ass, but that's only because this guy is clearly being ridiculous and obnoxious about the most minute things going on. So, you know, as we're going, hold on, there's another judge call. Oh yeah. So what happened was, he activates what's his name? He activates his Gold Sark, right? He summons a monster from the deck without banishing anything. Then he uses Hawk to mulligan. Right? He mulligans 2 and then banishes the Thunder Dragon Roar from his deck. Yes, that warrants a judge call. So yeah, so what seems to be the problem here, right? Alright, so yeah, so as he was happening, you know, he says, how's that summoned? You didn't banish a monster. He says, oh yeah. shuffled his deck, calls a judge's call. That actually warrants a judge call, because he already had a roar banished, so he could have had the other 2 roars in his hand, and he just decides to mulligan them back to the deck real quick, and then, summon the monster and then banish. He said all they had to do is banish to fix the situation. But yeah, even I would agree that it's just like you could easily have just mulliganed those cards back in. You may not have had the target and all that. And to make matters worse, I told Morgan to have him take a picture of the log and paste it onto the chat, and the guy refused to do so. So again, who's really being the asshole right now? So, after all this, he cancels the judge call, and then Spirian immediately calls the judge right after. So, God knows what this is about, right? Oh, alright, so Spirian is obviously getting irritated. Sorry to bother you again for the 3rd time. I think this is like the 4th call, I'm not sure, but yeah. So I used Gold Sark to banish Roar, but I forgot to banish and use Roar's effect. And yeah, he just special summoned. Yes. Plain and simple as how that worked. So yeah, forgetting you banish is a mistake. Now the judge is checking the... Yeah, judge is clearly checking the log. And yeah, Gold Sark is using Hawk with special summon without banishing or anything. Then Bottomless is activated, Hawk used its effect. Again, nothing was banished as all this was going on. So here we go. Checking logs. I was going to say he's right, but found out I already banished Roar. Alright. And then this spirit said this kid has a free day, which he did. But again, he doesn't act like this. He's only going to be a dick to somebody else who's being a dick. And just being over the top, being obnoxious. Period. So, I mean, it's like, don't expect to be like this and not have anything else come back around onto you. Like, expect some sort of retaliation if you're being this ridiculous. So, I think he just called the judge again. I'm thinking. Oops. Not what I want to do. Okay, so this is all still the same judge call. So we're still keeping count of how many times that judge was called within just game. This is still game 1, guys. Keep that in mind. I don't want this to take too long. Alright. So yeah, Spirian is doing all this, Dragon Master, they're just back and forth. They're just playing. Now they're playing. It's good. Now I'm just waiting for that next judge call. So we got Super Bolt. So that's all. Like, okay, Dragon Master does lose game 1. There's not really too much to see here. I'm just gonna go ahead and let this play out and let game 2 commence. So as you can see, I'm over here in the watchers chat. I'm over here just spectating all the bullshit that's going on right now. Oh, here's another judge call. And it's a simple ruling. So, when Dragon Master asks for... Alright. End of draw phase, he goes town effect to shuffle. And he says, think, and Spirian says, reveal first. And for those of you who don't know, Cosmo Town's effect to mulligan, the reveal is not a cost. Period. That is on resolution, so if you say no response, I get to resolve the whole thing, then I reveal, so you get no knowledge until it's happening. So this guy clearly doesn't know that, and he says read the card, and he even posted right here, he copy-pasted where the semicolon was. Once return, there is no semicolon, so there's no cost. Once return, colon, anything after the colon is the card effect. So, yeah, now the admin is here. And so, let's see what he has to say. Yep, I'm calling him in for the 4th time. All I said was reveal the cosmos that he's gonna shuffle. I asked response. And the judge says revealing happens at resolution. So he reveals or no? Do you have a response, yes or no? They will reveal when the effect is resolving. On activation, he goes Titan, and effect of town, you know. Like, he can't search off town because Colossus is on the board. But he already had another town in his hand anyway. So, with that being said, he's going to go ahead and get the card of demise off of that, which is like beautiful, but he got a stupid chip, so he can't really summon it. He didn't get like a Call 100 or anything, but so yeah. This is, yeah, that's the end of game 1. Okay, never mind. I knew he calls the judge a couple more times though. Everyone will watch this. Oh yeah. This is where I start talking to him through the chat. Oh, hold on. Back, guys. So anyway, I said, you know, as you know, look at Dragon Master for 70. You see my name posted there because again, I sent messages to Dragon Master and told him to just go ahead and send it to this guy. And I said, yeah, wow, well over an hour for game 1. I hope you're ready for game 2 and game 3. You know, side note, you really think you can block me? And he said, tell him to jump off a cliff. He said, don't worry, I will send this replay to everyone. And he did. And, you know, people started making threats to Dragon Master. Probably. But, you know, if people are sending this kind of hate to him, they must just really just be dick riding Spirion right now. They have to be. Because it's like, you can't tell me that this guy's in the right for immediately calling a judge right when the match starts. And then calling judges for very, very minuscule things, you know, because, you know, somebody's doing what you want them to. He said a card that's like, oh, enter the faces first. He bounces the card back to his hand and then enters faces. Then you want to call a judge for it. You know, this guy's just being ridiculous. Again, biggest asshole on DB. And I'm not even going to go to his profile because you can see his name right there. So if you guys want to stalk him, go for it. And I told him, hey, say hi to YouTube for me. You know, I said, you're going to get blasted as one of the biggest dicks on Dueling Book. And so this guy's laughing and all that shit. But we're going to go ahead. Talking about dicks as though he's hit puberty, whatever. So a judge gets called again. So we're trying to figure, like, just this guy, I swear. I love this guy. This guy is the greatest. Like, no lie. Jeez. End of draw phase. No. So why is the judge called? We don't know. He summons a monster. Then returns. I'm in draw phase. No, you're not. Look at that. He's in draw phase clearly. You summoned. He requested that I go through each phase, which he did. Which he clearly did. He's playing by your rules, and you're annoyed by it now. So here we go. Fast forward some more. Judge is saying, you know, continue. The duel is currently draw phase. Again, Spirion is just, you know, just being a little salty because, you know, he wants to shark people, and it's, you know, turn around to bite him in the ass. Oh, 6th judge call. 6th judge call, as I said. You're on a roll, buddy. So what happened was this guy clearly double-clicked. He double-clicks, right? You know, he accidentally clicked twice on end turn or start turn and end turn, right? And so, you know, to get last, my friend decides to draw and then start playing. And, you know, he tries to say, hey, double clicked it. Morgan's like, I told him to say his most famous line when people make a misplay. It's too late. Right up top, and then a judge was called. And yeah, so this situation gets resolved pretty quick. You know, no big deal. But we all know he would have done the exact same thing. He literally would have done the same thing if Dragon Master would have done that. And so, yep, apparently what for this time. I like this because like this one of the judges got called like 3 times in a row to this match. I don't. It might have been this one, but here we go. Yep. And this guy's just been begging the judge to just cancel the match. Hold on, 1 sec. All right, we back and rolling, guys. But you know, of course, this 6th judge call we brought on us, but you know, we had to get some laughs because you know this guy has really been just he's been doing the most, the absolute most. And again, anyone who doesn't see that this spearing guy is clearly in the wrong is just 85 minutes into first round. Again, it's been over an hour. And yep, the judge even said that's what 6 admin calls equates to right there. 6 calls will often result in you doing this, but when you're calling judge after judge after judge, and this guy's just begging him to just cancel the match. I didn't even know you could do that. The duel, cancel the duel. He's just, and the judge isn't having it. He's just telling them to turn off forward or draw and keep on playing. So, you know, and the judge is like sort of kind of implying that he's siding with Dragon Master. He's like, you want to be a dick? Then I'm not going to cancel this match. You can either quit or you can continue to endure this match. Because you kind of brought this on yourself, as I told him. You brought this on yourself when you act like this and you get some sort of retaliation. Like, yeah. Period. So, yep. So he's making him go through with it. And I'm over here coaching Dragon Master on what to hit and what to stop against this deck. Hold on. Again. Back, guys. So, when Dragon Master says he's thinking, he's on the phone talking to me, and I'm telling him, if you stop the Solar, like, it forces him, he can still make plays, but he's not going to have the Link Buster to open up, like, 2 zones to make multiple fusions. And so I told him to negate here. And, so that's what happens. The Thunder Dragon is placed, and he hits that. So I'm telling him to Dark Destroy this, because if he has another way to put a monster on the board, he can still Link. And so I'm telling him to get rid of any and all opportunity for him to Link summon. And now we're just playing Yu-Gi-Oh! You know, after all the BS is done, you know, we're finally just playing the damn game. And, you know, that's that. And so, you know, Thunder Dragon Fusion is going in, and he's going to drop his Titan on the board. And so Titan is going to go ahead and nuke. And he's going to go for the Destroyer, and he's going to summon that Wicked Witch. Now, this Wicked Witch is going to indirectly, you know, be the reason he wins. Because of the fact that you can chain block Titan with Wicked Witch, and the fact that Wicked Witch just can't die. It gives him multiple chances to essentially just establish something. And so I'm telling Morgan to just don't even, like, just let him, just keep doing your thing. If he responds, just respond with Wicked Witch, and Titan will activate. So, you know, we have 2 options. We can even make Tomahawk and then Unicorn that stuff back and get the draw and then in a Borload, or we can make Big Eye. And so he goes on summon, and so he tries to go for the effect of Dark. And first off, he already used Dark's effect this turn because it was such a long turn. And so then he tries to use Matrix, and we're just like chain Dark, Wicked Witch, so he can go ahead and chain block the Titan, and it got stolen. Danko just hit the board. You know, that's pretty rough. And so, you know, I don't know. Oh, yeah, because he used a Thunder effect in hand. We used the Titan we stole to pop the Danko, so we can go and torrential his board and all that. And so he used all of the effects that he could use. And that left his board wide the hell open to go for game. Nope, he already normaled. He normaled the Danko. And he even says, stop trying to cheat. There you go. Swing, swing. Banish Slip Rider. Swing. That was just game 2. And I think I'll leave a note here. Again, I'm still watching. I'm still watching this game. And here we go. We're going to pause real quick. And I said, Yep. Hope you're ready for another hour on game 3. With a nice smiley face to it. So, we do this beautifully. We go and coach this nicely. We go and let him do his stuff. We go and let him do those plays. Alright. You know, Kaminari attack, sure. You know, link off into some summoner, sure. We got, so this Artifact Sanctum and that back to the front is going to be the sole reason we win game 3. Not the sole reason, but the Artifact Scythe really puts in work when your opponent is only, if they're not able to access any more fusions and you get rid of the fusion, you're good, you're golden. So, oh man, why is this going so slow all of a sudden now? Alright, so let's go and start fast forwarding. If you can just, you were doing so good earlier, now you're just, you know, not wanting to work. Alright. So we don't have any more judge calls, so we go tin can into, yeah, we go into battle phase just in case. And then we go tag out for Dogfighter. Dogfighter crashed into the Super Bolt so you can summon Slip Rider and nuke that back row. Because the plan is we don't want anything to disrupt our, you know, back to the front or Artifact Sanctum. And yeah, so what's going on? Oh, hold on. And we back. And look at this, guys. We're running on 30 damn minutes with this match. Again, if I were to play this in real time, this would take 3 hours. That's how long this match took. Over 3 hours. It was absolutely insane how long this is going on for. So, I don't know how the summoner got popped unless he just tributed to normal. But it doesn't matter because, oh yeah, because we ran it over with Slip Rider, that's why. Because we want to have him keep resetting, we don't want him to keep linking, and so we immediately shotgun the Sanctum. So all he has left is that Colossus. So here's the plan we had going on here. We're gonna put Strawman in Grave, and then we're gonna go, you know, when they swing over the Slip Riders, right? And we're gonna go ahead and yeah, he summons Duo. That's fine. The plan is to put a Strawman in Grave by floating down with that Slip Rider, so we can go Strawman, target Dogfighter, and then tag out into Sword Troopers, and then Sword Troopers for another Strawman and go into that Slip Rider, and you know, make Infinity. We're gonna steal his Duo first because we don't want him to just get more cards. Considering we don't have anything that adds cards to hand anyway, it's like we can keep the Colossus. We'll just absorb it the next turn with Infinity, because again, he's not going to go into his extra deck because we got a back to the front set, and that back to the front is going to revive Scythe, once again locking him out of his extra deck, and that's what would allow us to capitalize and just win the game outright. So he's putting 4 monsters on the board. That's a-okay. So I'm telling you, Morgan, this is a war of attrition. He's burning through a lot of resources just to put pressure on us, when in reality, look, he's gone through 2 Darks and 2 Roars already. If we keep shutting him out from his extra deck, he's going to run out of resources, and he's not going to be able to play Fusion anytime soon if we can get the last Dark out of his deck. So, you know, we do our little plan, as I was saying earlier. Strawman for Slip, we Sword Troopers for Straw, and we Straw for we Straw for the Dogfighter, and we go battle phase, and we start attacking and everything. We kill the Dark first off, but first we need to crash our Dogfighter, and you can't ash during damage. Yeah, so for those of you who think you can ash a ship when it's destroyed by battle, sorry, it's during damage, you cannot do that. But now we know that there's an Ash in hand, and there's a Thunder Dragon Matrix in hand, because it got searched. Or I think it was a Roar. I think he's, I think he took it back and decided to get Roar instead. So, yep. See, at least you know, he's... See, as you can see, no more judges have been called. This guy's finally decided to mellow out. Finally decided to chill his calm his tits. And yeah. So we're making the no with the infinity, and we're absorbing the duo so he does not get any banished cards to the top of the bottom. We don't want him to just start gaining resources for free. So again, we don't have anything to search, so we can sit here and handle the claw. So we back to the front that scythe. And once again, lock him out of the extra deck so he doesn't go into any more fusions. And this also puts him in a dilemma to where he can't just switch Colossus to defense and all that, because if he does, then he's not going to be able to kill all of these pilots. Because, you know, if you don't kill the pilots, then you're like going to be in for a real world of hurt on the next turn. When I got Sword Troopers live and I got Strawman live, so he was forced to essentially do this. He's forced to, and I'm telling Dragon Master, you got one negate. We know he has Thunder Dragon Matrix in his hand, considering he asked if Infinity can use his effect during damage. That automatically let us know that he has a Thunder Dragon Matrix in hand. So that was the only thing. Yep, right there. He had just asked. So it's like he clearly has Matrix in his hand. That's the only thing we need to use our negate for. The only thing we need to use the negate for, so Infinity doesn't get ran over, because he clearly doesn't have another duo. Thunder Dragon players only play one maximum, and we just absorbed it. So he's going to discard that Matrix, and we're just going to negate with Infinity. So yeah, nice try, buddy. You can't go into your extra deck. He has 2 roars, so we actually I think we managed to go for a game this turn. Yeah, I think we actually managed to kill our opponent. So he has a face down. We have an Infinity negate. We have a Scythe, which he didn't even put back into attack mode. But guess what we draw for turn? We draw into that Cosmo Town. So I coached him through this really good, because at first we thought we could just Slip Rider and blow up the back row and start doing more pushes, and then Infinity negate the roar. But I had a better idea. I'm like, wait a minute, we can just Slip Rider the Cosmo Town instead, and whatever that back row is, we can just negate with Infinity, and we can search Dark Destroyer, and we can go for game. But by the time I was saying this, he was already in battle phase, and he forgot to switch that side to attack mode. And I'm like, ooh, man, this might, because if you have to negate the back row, you can't negate the roar, which would be a really big issue, because roar summons anything in defense, and that really saves him from damage, some serious damage. Hold on, guys, there's a driver. Alright, guys, we back in black. So, with that being said, so the plan here is to crash our Dogfighter, so Slip Rider, blow up the town so we can search our Bank Destroyer, and that's been successful. We used Town Effect, by the way, to mulligan, just to get the Ash out of the hand, and it was successful. Of course, he's going to Ash and effect mulligan when he had 2 cards in hand, so that was beautiful. Without his cooperation, we wouldn't have gotten to this point. So he's thinking on the activation of Slip Rider to target town, and he decides to chain his Forbidden Graveyard. Yep, there he goes. Gets flipped over. Cost is paid. And we go Infinity negate, because we definitely need our graveyard effects, especially if we're going for game. We got our Dark Destroyer with the town. Now, Infinity already attacked? No, Infinity's attacking now, and he's going to hit a roar. And I'm like, okay, he's going to summon Hawk or whatever in defense. That's when we're going to Dark Destroy and just blow that shit up. And he summoned OG Thunder Dragon in defense mode, and we go Slip Rider, we crash the roar, and what are we summoning? Well, we summoning our damn Farm Girl. Look at it, he's being an ass again, saying hurry the fuck up, when we're actually, you know, picking up the pace. So we banish Strawman, summon our Bank Destroyer blows up the defense monster and then attacks the roar, so Farm Girl can get a direct shot in and activate the effect, searching another Bank Destroyer, so we can banish Farm Girl to summon Bank Destroyer, blow up the other Bank Destroyer, and then float into a Forerunner. And that's game, folks. Game 3 goes to show being an asshole doesn't pay. So yeah, be nice to others, guys. If you're gonna shark, then expect something like this to happen, to where you're just gonna get sharked, and then you're gonna, your whole sharking is going to get used against you. Hold on. Let's go ahead and pause this and just play it like regular. Play it like normal. Look at that. Biggest cut in the side. I will let everyone know. GG. While you're prick, he's like, and your terrorist friend. Yeah, my name is Arabic, whatever. But, I am most certainly an American. So, yeah. Love this guy. Here, no, I will shame you. What? I don't know. Yep. He's calling us pricks when literally none of this would have went down if it wasn't for him and his shitty attitude and his demeanor and how he carried himself, and just how ridiculous and how obnoxious this guy was being. So yeah, I marked this guy as the biggest asshole you'll ever run into on Dueling Book. And again, my friend is not like this. He will not do this unless you're just being a dick. If you're gonna be an asshole, then yeah, expect some sort of retaliation. Don't be like this. And he just decided, you know what? You know what? You're gonna have me. You're gonna critique every little thing. Then I'm gonna do every little thing. I'm gonna do what you want me to do, and we're gonna see how you like it. And he clearly didn't like it. He thought it would just irritate him or whatever, or they'll quit. But no, he decides to stay. Keep his cool. Just ask every little thing. Oh, in the main phase, in the standby phase, in the draw phase, is all that good? Response to this, response to that, response to this. Otherwise, he would just keep calling judge, judge, judge. And yeah, at the end of the day, he still didn't win. Partially because I coached Dragon Master just a little bit, but not on how to play Cosmos, but more or less on how to beat Thunder Dragons and how to keep them down. How to keep him at bay. But anyway, yeah, Spirian, I'm sorry, dude. You brought this on yourself. You really did. Like, the moment you called a judge from the very start of the match, I knew that I knew this is going to be one fun match, because again, my friend is not going to be an asshole unless you're being an asshole. So yeah, let me know what you guys think. This is a very lengthy video. I'm sorry. I had to cover this whole thing. Again, this match took over 3 hours. So, yeah. If you want to, blast this guy, go for it. Again, I'm not going to go his profile. I already blasted him enough. So, yeah. Thank you guys very much for watching. This is J Money, and I am signing out.